Flatten. Alongside of him in the 32F will be Brian Carl. Carl alongside the 24 of Andy Gramala. Then we'll have the 81 here from Bemidji. 3 feature wins a year ago in Bemidji. That is Matt Sparby. Josh Zimpel is in the 5. It is Ryan Flatten in the 15. And we've got Nick Oreskovich in the 21F. Lights off, green flag coming out, first of 3 here in our Wissota Super Stocks. Lawrence takes the lead out of turns 1 and 2. Here comes Myers. Myers alongside of Koski. Myers in the 1, going to dart down low. Underneath the 77 of Lawrence. They are side by side coming out of turn 4. Lap 1 leader will be the 77 of Scott Lawrence by just a half a second. Myers trying to make a move on Lawrence. Lawrence going to hold him off out of turn number 2. Again, Myers going to go down low on the 77 of Scott Lawrence. Battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 3 wide for you. It is Doug Koski in the 20. We've got the 5 car of Josh Zimpel and the 20 car of Doug Koski. Koski, though, is going to come out of that battle. He's going to jump into 3rd. Zimpel's going to pull up alongside of him in that battle for 3rd and 4th. Right now it is Scott Lawrence in the 77. Lawrence with the fastest lap time so far here in this race of 19.773, which is about 67.5 miles per hour, or 68.5 miles per hour. We got a couple cars around over there. It is the 81 of Matt Sparby and the 24 of Andy Gramala. So Tucker Quinn not making the call for this one. He raced last night, but a great battle up front between the 1M of Kurt Myers and Scott Lawrence. Well, here is your passing points, so it'll tell you how they line up in the feature of your street stocks. Andrew Hansen with the most in passing points. So row 1 will be Andrew Hansen and Parker Anderson. Row 2 will have Jack Caranda and Adam Soltis. Row 3 will be Hunter Anderson and Russell Castriba. Then it will be Brittany Smith and Charlie Sheik and William Fisher in the back. In your Wissota mods, here's how they're going to line up. Front row is going to have the 32 of Cody Carlson and the 37X of Skeeter Esty. Row 2 will have McLean Andrews and Tyler Kittner. Row 3 will have Mark Kangas and Ryan Savoy, Austin Ellis, Jason Vandekamp. Row 4 and row 5 will have Ryan Gerke and Tyler Vernon. That is going to be your feature lineup in your street stocks and Midwest mods. All right, back underway. 5 to go in this one. Myers down low trying to get past the 77 of Scott Lawrence. Lawrence did not have a feature win here in Superior a year ago, picked up 4 heat wins. Kurt Myers with 23 feature wins a year ago. He did not have a feature win, though, here in a super stock in Superior. Myers tried to do the slide job on the 77 of Lawrence, but Lawrence is going to cut him off going down the backstretch. Myers again into turns 3 and 4. Going to slide up in front of the 77 of Lawrence. In the meantime, trying to get in on this battle is the 5 of Zimbel. Kurt Myers, your new leader. And now Zimpel is going to try and go for second as he pulls up alongside the 77 of Scott Lawrence. Zimpel down low, and Zimpel has just edged about a half a car length ahead of the 77 of Lawrence. Myers, Zimpel, Lawrence. Doug Koski hanging on to that 4 spot. And then we've got the 32 of Brian Carl. Kurt Myers now with the fastest lap time at 19.540. And now we've got a car, Sparby, up into the turns 1 and 2, and then trying to slam on the brakes and going up into him. I believe that's Nick Oreskovich. Actually, one of the Flattens, Jeff or Ryan. I think it. Well, Myers with the fastest lap time at 19.54, which is a little over 69 miles per hour. Well, last night in our Super Stocks, Dave Moss was the feature winner. Willie Johnson, DJ Keeler, and Dave Moss, your heat winners last night. While we do have the front rows in the feature race in your Midwest Modified, listen to your front row in our Mod Nationals feature race. On the inside, it'll be Dan Ebert. On the outside, it'll be Daryl Nelson. Row number 2 will have Clayton Wagaman alongside of Kelly Esty. Row 3 will be Jeremy Nelson and Michael Truscott. Row 4, Mike Anderson and Johnny Broking. And row 5 will be Jody Belfi and Bob Broking. So that is going to be a great front 5 rows for $1,500 in the Mod Nationals. Of course, the Mod Nationals being sponsored by Weir's Machine and presented by Boston Machine. Should mention this weekend's racing also sponsored by Accurate Auto Repair, AJ's Complete Automotive, Boston Trucking, Budweiser, and Superior Beverages supplying a case of Budweiser beer to each of the feature winners tonight. Campbell's Lumber here in Superior, Champ Sports Bar and Grill in New Richmond, Jenkins Realty and Carissa Myers, Cash-Chuck Enterprises in Thunder Bay. Also, Collins Brothers Towing in St. Cloud, Dirt Race Central, Foot and Ankle Clinics, FYE.TV, GRP Motorsports, G-Style Transport, Jiggy Signs and Graphics, Jim Moe Real Estate, Joe Bravo Racewear, MB Customs, M&B Services, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, NBC, Northern Belt and Conveyor. Just some of the great sponsors here of the Mod Nationals 2020.
Welcome to County Claus Speedway. We've created a comprehensive set of operational procedures consistent with CDC guidelines for a dirt track motorsports event in order to help protect local communities, participants, staff, and you, the spectators.
Kurt Meyer is going to lead us out. Delaware double file restart on this restart with 1 lap to go. Lawrence and Zimpel battling for second and third. Myers takes a lead down the backstretch. Zimpel into second. Then the 77 of Scott Lawrence out of turn number 4. It will be Kurt Myers who wins this one, followed by Zimpel. Then we'll have Scott Lawrence and Doug Koski. Ryan Flatten will finish in 5th. Brian Carl, then Andy Gramala. Your top finishers in this one. So your winner here, heat race number 1 in our Wissota Superstocks in the 1M out of Cameron, Wisconsin. It will be Kurt Myers. Myers again, followed by Josh Zimpel. Then we saw Scott Lawrence, Doug Koski, Ryan Flatten, Brian Carl, and Andy Gramala. Fastest lap time going to Kurt Myers in this race. He turned a lap time of 19.54, which equates out to just a little over 69 miles per hour. All right, can line them up here in heat race number 2. Here's how we'll do it. On the inside of row number 1 in that 81XS. Yes, he is in a super stock tonight. That is Don Shaw out of Ham Lake. Alongside him, multiple national points champion. 5 feature wins a year ago at North Central Speedway in that 1JR. That is Tim Johnson. Row 2 in the 70X out of Big Lake. It will be Kurt Becken. He is alongside the 7A car. 18 feature wins a year ago. Out of Rice, Minnesota, that is Shane Sabraski. Row 3, 33 feature wins a year ago. He was your Wissota National Points champion in the 30 car. That's Kevin Burdick. Alongside of him, in the 78K, out of Becker, it'll be Dexton Cook. Row 4 in the 12K, that is DJ Keeler alongside Willie Johnson Jr. Both of those guys had heat wins last night. Then we've got Travis Scott in the 71 and Ryan Kostreba out of Elk River in the 17. 8 laps, and right off the bat, it'll be Don Shaw that gets turned around and will bring out a caution flag. Well, Tim Johnson a year ago with 6 feature wins. Shane Zabraski with 18. He is in this race. 33 for Burdick. Dexton Cook with 8. So great year for a lot of these drivers a year ago. Once again, DJ Keeler and Willie Johnson, both with heat wins last night, both of them out in this race. Keeler had a nice run in that feature race for a while, and what a great run that turned out to be with Dave Moss winning, but Kevin Burdick was right there for a lot of the race. Kurt Myers right there. Dave Flynn was up there. A great run last night for Rookie of the Year Kyle Kopp. All right, going to try. Did not get a lap in. So it will be the 1JR of Tim Johnson and Kurt Becken up on your front row as the 81 of Don Shaw goes to the back. Green flag coming out of turn number 4 from the Halber Logistics start-finish line. Johnson's going to win the whole shot to turn 1. Johnson being battled by Sabraski. Out of turn 2, Johnson will hold him off down the backstretch. Here comes the 30 car of Kevin Burdick. Cook right behind him. Lap 1 leader will be Tim Johnson. Shane Sabraski. Kevin Burdick and Dexton Cook, your top runners. As Sabraski pulls up alongside the 1 car of Tim Johnson. Sabraski to the inside, Johnson to the outside. Out of turn 2, and Sabraski, your leader by about a half a car length down the backstretch. Shane Sabraski first into turns 3 and 4. Johnson's going to come out down low, but it will be Shane Sabraski, your new leader. Burdick in 3rd, Dexton Cook in 4th, and then it's DJ Keeler in the 12 car. Shane Sabraski. 18 feature wins a year ago. 9 feature wins in the Superstock back in 2018. Sobraski, one of the only 2-time winners of the Mod Nationals. In fact, the only 2-time winner in the modifieds. He won a year ago and won it back in 2006 in the mods. Three laps to go for Sobraski. Now the battle between Burdick in the 30 and the 1JR of Tim Johnson for second and third. Burdick in that orange 30 car down low. Johnson in the black and blue 1 car. He wins the race down the backstretch. White flag will be out this time by for Sobraski. Burdick got pretty low, comes in, he bumps into Johnson out of turn number 4, but Johnson's going to hold him off. Dexton Cook just kind of watching what happens in front of him. One more turn to go for the 7A of Shane Sobraski. He comes out of turn 4. Checkered flag will be out, and that second spot is going to go to Tim Johnson. Got him by about 0.7 seconds. Burdick will come in third, followed by Dexton Cook. Your winner, heat race number 2 in your Super Stocks tonight out of Rice, Minnesota, and that's 7A. It will be Shane Sobraski. Sobraski followed by the 1JR of Tim Johnson, who edges out the 30 car of Kevin Burdick. Then we saw Dexton Cook, DJ Keeler, Willie Johnson, Kurt Becken, and Ryan Castriba. Fastest lap time turned by Shane Sobraski in a time of 19.33 seconds, which equates out to almost 70 miles per hour. So Sobraski so far the fastest lap time turned by a super stock here tonight. All right, last year's Rookie of the Year in Wissota will lead us out on the pole of this third and final heat in your super stocks out of Brule, Wisconsin. That is Kyle Kopp. Alongside of him, a great night for the 29F. Out of Superior, it'll be Dave Flynn. Row number 2 on the inside, that 17 car. Out of Eau Claire, we'll have Wayne Dean. Last night's feature winner in that 2 car, he'll be on the outside from East Bethel. That is Dave Moss. Moss with 20 feature wins in 2019, including one here in Superior. Row 3 and the 32 car here from Bemidji, that is Nicholas Jacobson. Alongside of him in the 22T, made the trip over from Phillips, it'll be Terrence Spacek. Row 4 in the 33 from Brainerd, it is Austin Niemeyer. Alongside of him in the 27 from Bram, that is Jared Zimpel. And row number 5 in the 22 from Winona, it is Dan Nisalki. He is alongside the 18 of Kevin Schmidt out of Becker. Kyle Kopp, your 2019 Wissota Rookie of the Year. His dad, John, racing here for many years. Dave Flynn on the outside of him in that 29F. Flynn up there in the feature last night. In fact, Flynn won the Northern Nationals last year. Had 2 feature wins a year ago here in Superior. There we go, lights off. Green flag coming out from the Hauber Logistics start-finish line. Flynn and Kopp, well, we've got a car up into the wall in turn 1. That is the 22 of Terrence Spacek. Terrence Spacek, son of a longtime racer, Randy Spacek. So did not get a lap in, so we're going to try this one again. So far, Kurt Myers and Shane Sobraski, your heat winners. Once again, that front row in your modified feature will have Dan Ebert and Daryl Nelson, Clayton Wagaman, Kelly Esty, row 2, Jeremy Nelson, Michael Truscott, row 3, Mike Anderson, Johnny Broking in row 4, and Jody Belfi, Bob Broking in row 5. So, boy, going to be a great front 5 rows of your Mod Nationals Night 2. Well, Shane Zabrowski and Dan Ebert, the only 2-time winners of the Mod Nationals. So Ebert winning first night last year, first night last night here at Gondik Law Speedway. Zabrowski looking to be the first 3-time winner. He won back in 2006 and again in 2019. All right, going to try this one again. Still do not have a lap in. All right, back underway here from Gondik Law Speedway. Third and final heat in your super stocks. Dave Flynn's going to jump out to the lead in the back. The local driver from right here in Superior. But here comes Dave Moss in the 2 car. Moss winning last night's race here. The feature winner is Moss into second ahead of Kyle Kopp. Again, Kopp's father, John, raced here for many years. Kyle Kopp had a great run in the pure stocks and moved up into the super stocks a year ago in the 2019 WISSOTA Rookie of the Year, finishing 17th in points nationally. So nice job by Kyle Kopp. Jared Simple currently sitting in 4th, followed by Dan Nasalki. Right now it is Dave Flynn. Flynn, your leader. Right now all Flynn. Moss second. Kopp in third. Your battle for 4th and 5th. Between Zimpel and Nasalki. And problems for Dave Flynn, who was leading this race. All right, going to go Delaware double file restart. So with Dave Flynn falling out of the race, it'll be Dave Moss back in the lead. Moss with the sweep last night, won his heat and the feature. All on his way to make it a double here tonight. Moss wins the race out of turn 2. That race between the 26 of Kyle Kopp and the 22 of Dan Nasalki here from Winona. Nasalki's in the black car. Kyle Kopp is in the white and orange 26. Terrence Spacek right behind him. He is in the black 22. Should say the black and orange 22 is Terrence Spacek. The black and white And green 22, that is Dan Nisolke out of Winona. Two laps to go for the 2 car of Dave Moss. White flag out this time for the driver from East Bethel. Dave Moss won both of his races last night. Looking to go 3 for 3 here in the 15th annual Weir's Machine Mod Nationals being held here at Gondik Law Speedway in Superior, presented by Boston Trucking. And the checkered flag will be out this time for the 2 car of Dave Moss. So your winner, heat race number 3 from East Bethel. He's 3 for 3, won his heat race and feature last night. Wins heat race number 3 in the 2 car from East Bethel. Your winner is Dave Moss. Nice run for the 26 car of Kyle Kopp, finishing 2nd, followed by Dan Nisolke out of Winona. Terrence Spacek finishing 4th, Austin Niemeyer 5th. Then we had Jared Zimpel, Kevin Schmidt, and Nicholas Jacobson. Fastest lap time going to Dave Moss.